Are we live? Are we live? Bro, I'm trying to try out my PS4. My PS4 sound like a. There it goes. Let's turn it off. Sometimes the PS4 be sounding like, I swear, it sounds like about to take off. It sounds like a rocket, honestly. Sometimes I swear it's crazy. But what's poppin', everybody? How we doing? We live. Another great episode on another great Monday of PlayStation Source podcast. You know what I'm saying? You know how it goes. You know how it goes. Cross circle. You already know. You guys already know the drill. I'm sharing the link. This is the official pre-stream, and then we're getting into the good stuff once our boy Christian gets in here. So that's dope. That's dope. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, just sharing around the link. How's it? Whoa. My PS4 Pro did that triple beep. Uh-oh. That ain't good. That ain't good. That is no bueno. Listen, when that PS4 do that triple beep, that's when you know something crazy about to happen to your PS4. About to blow up, honestly. I swear. I swear. But how's everyone doing? How's everyone's day going? Definitely let the boy know. You know what I'm saying? What games you've been playing? How's life going? You know what I'm saying? Definitely let the boy know. Definitely let the boy know. You know. Oh, I forgot I had this open. I forgot. Oh man, I'll be over here missing calls like crazy. This is crazy. Bet.
Hello.
What's poppin'?
Hey.
Wait, you mad small. Hold on, wait. Oh, there we go. Okay, cool.
Is the fan too loud?
I personally don't think so.
Can you hear it?
I can indeed hear it,
Okay.
but wait, this is weird. Why did it kick me off the? It kicked me off the streaming thing.
That's weird.
Hold on, where's that? Oh, this is awkward. Um. Oh wait, here it is. Oh, okay, I know what happened. I just clicked the wrong tab. All right, there we go. We good. We good. So,
Loud, I will turn it down a setting.
honestly, it don't sound bad. Honestly,
Yeah, I'm gonna pull up the stream just to get a second opinion.
but yeah, let us know in the chat if Christian's fan sounding crazy. Let us
It's a
know.
warm day in New England today.
A warm day.
Yeah, it's like in the 80s.
Hey, that's a nice day over here in Phoenix. You know what I'm saying? Today, what is the weather today? Actually, what hot is that? I don't think it's gonna be that hot. Let's see. Right now, okay, the high is gonna be 73, so it's higher there. Interesting. But looks like on Saturday it's gonna be 92. That gonna be a breeze. But so how you been? What games you been playing?
Um, I have been playing um Final Fantasy VII. I
Mm-hmm.
got back to that,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
and I think that might be it.
That might be it.
Oh, I played more Tetris 99 because they had that event.
What event? I saw something about it. I don't know the whole
So
logistics of it, but
it's called the Maximus Cup. This is the third one they've done. The first two
uh-huh.
was the top 99 players got $10 in eShop credit,
Oh,
but
okay.
this one was the if you scored over 100 points
Mm-hmm.
at any point during the weekend, you unlock a skin to make the game and the music look and sound like the original Tetris on the Game Boy.
I see, I see. And I assume getting 100 is pretty difficult. I assume.
Well, if you get a win, you get 100.
Oh, so you just so like if you win at all this weekend, you get that like skin that makes it look like OG
Yeah.
Tetris. Okay, gotcha,
Mm.
gotcha. I see.
The
Gotcha.
event's
Sounds
over
good.
now. So if
I
you
see.
missed out, you missed out. Unless they're probably gonna bring it back or make it DLC at some point. But
I haven't even tried Tetris 99.
I
Have
love
you?
it.
Have you even tried it yet? I really should, but I
Two
what did I
years in a
do?
row. 2 years in a row, Tetris is gonna end up on my top 10.
Damn, that's great. Oh yeah, Tetris Effect. I forgot. Yeah.
Yeah,
What was I gonna say? What the hell I've been playing? Days Gone.
the Katana, right?
Huh?
Katana.
Oh my God,
Like
Katana
tweeting about that.
Zero. Jesus, it's so okay. Look, it's short, right?
Hmm?
But God, I love it. God, I love it so much. Oh my God, that's such a game.
Man, short games are underrated.
Yeah, and the ending is definitely like, hey guys, like there's gonna be a sequel, like don't worry about it, you know. So, but oh my God, dude, the writing in that game straight had me like laughing out loud on a plane, like
Mhm.
2 a.m. just like giggling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just listen, it is funny. It has great gameplay, super fast. The art style is insane. The music is even better. It is like it is honestly a shorter but better Messenger, and that's as much as I adored Messenger.
Yeah, you liked it a lot.
Katana Zero is like, oh my God, it's like a billion times better than Messenger, which is crazy, because I love Messenger.
Damn.
So shout out, yeah, honestly, play it. You could probably beat it, I swear, in like probably 6 8 hours. It's not long at all. And if you love Hotline Miami, you will love this game. It's literally
I never
Hot.
played Hotline Miami.
It's legit Hotline Miami and Messenger like in the one. Legit, it's so good. Oh man, I love it. But
Yeah, I never played Hotline.
oh, Hotline's a goat. That's a fact. I don't think I beat the second one. I know I beat the first one. I think I played a lot. Oh no, not think. I did play a lot of the second one. I just never beat it. I don't believe I beat it. I probably did, but I feel like I didn't. I
Yeah.
feel like it. Yeah, I feel like I didn't beat it. But been playing some more Days Gone. You know, before
Yeah.
I left for vacation, I what's it called? Got to the halfway point, right?
Hmm.
And those in the chat that know the halfway point, you guys know the halfway point. I'm not gonna say it out loud, but you guys are aware of what the halfway point is. Um, and coming back to it, at this point, I am feeling the length of this game.
Really?
Yeah, because I've looked at the mission list like twice, just to kind of gauge like how much longer I have on the game,
Uh-huh.
and it's looking like I have about maybe 12, 15 hours still, and that's just story. And I'm trying to do like all the side content and stuff like that and everything.
Mm.
And yeah, so I got a while to go. So at this current point, I am feeling the game's length 100%. I like there is such a clear definitive like end to a specific thread that if they were to end on this and cut it and make the game like a 20-hour game,
Mm.
it would have been great. Great.
Question for comparison.
Uh-huh.
I don't remember. I know you took breaks, but did you feel the length of Red Dead 2?
No. Not at
Okay.
all. Not at all. It's very weird. Yeah, compared
Well,
to compared
I
to
think
Days
it's
Gone.
like it's also unfair because like Rockstar versus somebody just making something for the first time on this scale, but like
That's fair. Right. Right.
because I know some people didn't even finish Red Dead, some people didn't get to see the epilogue. So, like there's a lot of people that have that issue with Red Dead. They're like, oh man, I felt that thing dragging. But
Yeah, yeah. I did
like,
not feel the length of Red Dead at all. Like I knew it was a big game, and like
yeah,
obviously it is a big game. You know what I'm saying? But
mm,
you feel the length of Days Gone. Well, at least for me, after the halfway point. And
interesting.
yeah, I'm like, oh man, like, and like, with that being said, I'm still enjoying it. You
Hmm.
know, I'm just feeling the length of the game. You know,
Oh,
and it's somewhat of a negative. You know what I'm saying? But I haven't gotten to a point where like I have started a PlayStation and don't want to play. Like right now, before we even started the cast, I was on my map and looking. Okay, I'm gonna take over that camp. I'm gonna do this nest of freakers and take out that. I'm gonna do this camp and then I'm gonna go do the main mission. Like I'm really like pathing out things I'm gonna do in my next play session. You know what I'm saying? So I am still enjoying the game and like I'm still enjoying playing the game, but I am feeling the length of the game. That's a fact. I am
all
feeling the
right.
length. Yeah. So Also, this might be a quick hot take before we start the podcast, but I think Cuphead's a bad game.
Okay.
I really do. Like Loki. Okay, hold on. Like,
So I've been playing it with my brother,
right.
and we usually sit down for like an hour and a half and just chip away at one level,
Uh huh.
and then we beat it and then put it down.
See, I mean, with Cuphead, right? It's like I don't even think it's that hard. I just
Okay.
find it annoying a little
Okay.
bit. Like I
I
like the
think.
style of it. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I love the aesthetic. I love the style. It's very unique, obviously. But and like the adrenaline of beating a boss is great. Like that's with every major boss that you have in pretty much every game across the board. Like some greater, some smaller. But I think this is a very good example of like Cuphead. Like it feels good to beat a boss and beat a level on Cuphead.
Yeah.
It feels fulfilling and rewarding and stuff like that to overcome that.
Mm.
But I don't know. It's just like it's just I don't know.
That's interesting
I'm just not feeling it, low key. Like
because
I don't know.
when we talked about it before, I liked what I played of it so far, but I've been having a better experience playing co-op with my brother.
Right. Okay. So co-op. So you found a lot of enjoyment in co-op.
Yeah, and it's not that it makes it easier, it's just like it helps you recognize the patterns of things more, I think,
Right.
because we played like probably 3 or 4 missions together
Right.
versus like the 2 that I did by myself.
Yeah.
And I did the 2 I did by myself are bosses. So then and a level.
Hmm.
So when I was playing with him, it was like there was a very clear like it probably took us maybe like 15 attempts to get through a level,
Hmm.
but each time we were getting further because we were figuring things out more and paying it more attention to things and stuff like that. So, and
And
both of us were talking about like this is like we're dying a lot, but it's not annoying because it feels like we're learning more every time.
right. Right.
That's how we were feeling about it, at least.
Yeah. Yeah. I see. I see. And plus,
But there
I
have been moments where I'm like, the patterns don't continue all the way. Like there was one time, there's a tree level, and once you get to the through the straight part, you get to a tree that goes vertical,
uh
and when you get to the base of that tree, there's a bee there, and then we were getting through the obstacles on the straight part of the level, and before we even got to the tree trunk, there was a bee, or the bee, and we were like, oh, that's supposed to happen, not supposed to happen. That's the first time that's happened in like 10 attempts. So there's been a couple moments like that, but I still think it's fun, and it's something I can only play for like one goal per sitting.
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah. Like I'm just not feeling it that hard. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just not like I'm still gonna play a little bit of it, and I'll get through the like some more than I have right now. I think I've done like 3 bosses, I think, and like 2 levels, I
Hmm.
think, something like that. And I got like an upgrade for like a close range attack. That's like it's like a red diamond type deal that you shoot out, and it's like
Okay.
close range. Yeah, so I've gotten that, but I'll see. But
Mm.
I say let's get into the cast. Why not? Let it fly.
Also,
Oh,
before we start, shout out to everybody in the chat.
shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out Stark. Shout out William. Shout out Aloy, Chloe Price. I like that name. Shout out Logan as well. Appreciate y'all. Appreciate it.
Also,
Ooh.
might be worth if you have the time sticking around because we might do a new segment towards the end of the show that you could be a part of.
Do I know about this?
No.
All right. That's how I like it. Okay. Let's go.
All right.
Let's get right into this. Cheer.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 38 of Cross Circle, the official podcast for PlayStation Source. I'm your moderator, Christian Buckley. Joining me this week is Kevin Diaz. We're back in action.
What's happening? Last week, what was the? Oh, I mean, I got back from a flight late. Yeah, so the flight was supposed to leave at hold on at 9:30 East Coast time, which in my time, West Coast time, is 6. And then, because it's a 5-hour flight, I would be back on the West Coast at 9. Wait,
Okay.
8? So, math, time zones, whatever. But that didn't happen. It got delayed by like 6 hours, and we didn't leave until like 2 a.m., something crazy like that. So, that's why last week, had to skip on the old podcast. But we back, we good. Christian, how you doing?
Pretty good. We're feeling the summer now in New England. I figured today we'd do like a nice, chill, low key summer episode.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing too
Mm-hmm.
serious.
Mm-hmm.
Some news we're gonna talk about.
Mm-hmm. Indeed. Indeed.
So before, if you caught the pre-show, we were talking about some games we've been playing. Um, I hopped back into Final Fantasy VII. I'm close to the end of disc one, you would call it, I guess, because I'm playing it on PS4. So
How many
but
discs was the original release? 3?
3 discs,
Three
yeah.
discs. Okay.
And I'm approaching the point where I'm expecting episode 1 of the remake to end.
Ah, I see. Okay.
So
Gotcha.
having a good time though. I like it's like
Does it
I
does it
know a
still
lot of
hold
people
up?
say I know a lot of people say the visuals don't hold up, and this is the first time I've been playing through this game. But like I have a nostalgia for really low poly like PS1
Right.
visuals.
Right. I feel you.
You know?
Yeah. Of course.
So like people say the game looks ugly, and I'm like, I don't think it's ugly. I like really dig this visual thing it has going on, like the blocky characters and
Yeah.
stuff like that. Like I'm into it.
I think nonetheless, like it does add like a specific charm and a specific attitude to the game.
Absolutely.
That goes like that was like the art style. You know what I'm saying? Like
Mm.
whether it's what they want to do or not, that's what they had. So
Yeah.
I feel that. But
So anything you want to shout out? Days Gone, right?
yeah, Days Gone, chugging along. If you listen to the pre-show, I'm feeling the length of the game post the halfway point. Still enjoying it. I'm saying the story. One of the storylines is a bit predictable, just ever so slightly, and you get that payoff right as you get to the halfway point. You're like, oh, huh, like you've been teasing, like, no, this is A, and then B happens, and you're like, well, like because you were pushing for A to be what you as a player would lead to believe was correct,
Yeah, I gotcha.
and because you're pushing so hard that I feel like it's gonna be not that, and it wasn't that. So
Yeah,
that's
I
been
gotcha.
cool. Yeah. So a very like cliche twists like that. But overall, I think the story is still chugging. It's still good. I like it so far. You know what I'm saying? There. I mean, just to speak quickly about the game, I like how it's at least for its length, I'm still being introduced to new things to craft and new abilities to get. So I feel like they're doing a really good job at kind of spreading it out. You know what I'm saying? Where
Okay.
I'm not feeling bored with like the same weapons and same abilities that I have like 10 hours in, and when you're an hour like 30 or whatever,
Okay.
you're still getting more stuff. So it feels a little bit refreshing as you go on, even though the length is a big thing with the game. So that's a compliment. I will give it to it. But overall, yeah, I'm still chilling. I don't want to quit it yet, so that's good. So there we go. I'll let y'all. Oh,
All right.
also Katana Zero. Please buy it if you have a Switch. Please play Katana Zero. Please.
And I'm assuming that's gonna come to PS4 eventually, right? That's
I would
developed.
assume. Yeah. I would assume. I find it weird. I think it's gonna take the same approach as like Dead Cells, which I believe Dead Cells, I think was also published by Devolver, if I'm not mistaken. Probably not, but probably. I believe Dead Cells was on Switch first, and then it came to PS4. Or maybe yeah. I think that was the case on Dead Cells. It could be wrong, but it seems
I think
like
Dead Cells might have been like a week apart, maybe.
oh, like so like right back to back essentially. Perhaps, yeah. I forgot, but I assume it's coming to PS4. I assume. I don't see why not. But enjoying that too. Definitely enjoyed it. But we got an interesting news bit this morning. I
Yeah.
wasn't expecting. Was not expecting.
So PlayStation or Sony Pictures or whoever was in charge of this decision
Yeah.
announced that PlayStation is getting a production studio for film and TV content led by Asad Kizilbash,
Uh,
who
Dude, shout out for the pronunciation.
I remember because I think the it might have been E3 2015. I remember he came out that I don't that might have been his first E3 or it was the
I
first E3 I remember seeing him at.
I definitely recognize him.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure where, but if he says from E3, then it has to be from an E3 that I recognize him from. But I could not pronounce the name for the life of me, so I'm really glad that you did it. Shout out to you. I will say Sean Layden as well.
Yeah.
Sean Layden here is pictured. It
So
looks like it's being overseen by Sean Layden. Okay, that's where it comes in.
so do you have the article pulled up?
I do indeed. I
There
can
there I skimmed earlier. There's no specific projects they mentioned, right? Just
no.
PlayStation Film and TV.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
So there's nothing specific. Let's see if there's anything. Instead of licensing our IP out to other studios, we felt that the better approach was for us to develop and produce for ourselves. One, because we're more familiar, but also because we know what the PlayStation community loves.
Hmm.
So just some angles, and there's a lot to talk about, like the way they're going about. I mean, the way they're seemingly going about this from what they've said so far in this article keeps me a little bit hopeful.
Okay.
Based off some things that we can probably talk about later on. But
Yeah. And I know this is a topic that you and I have different opinions on,
yeah, I think so.
but and there's no word about current in development PlayStation film projects, right?
No, yeah,
Like no comment about Uncharted,
nah,
no comment about Last of Us, which I doubt was even happening in the first place.
yeah. If anything's happening, I think their first project might be the Uncharted movie that's still kind of sorta in development with Tom Holland, kind of
Yes.
sorta like. I don't even know if that's still alive at this point, or if it's in the hands of them, or maybe they somehow took the project under their wings and now they're rolling it with this, maybe. But
So the only examples we have set in stone that come to my head at least are the Uncharted film,
hmm
which like I believe is actually being worked on consistently at this point
right,
because since they announced Tom Holland, that was the most solid thing they had so far.
yeah,
Because it kept changing writers, but now that there's like a team attached to it, I feel like that has some progress that can be made.
right,
And then Ratchet and Clank, which got a movie which did
it
release,
did.
which was tied in with the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I never saw that. I think it's on Netflix, but I
It
heard
is.
mixed things.
Is it really on Netflix? Oh,
It was on Netflix at one point for sure.
I would like to watch it, but so like there's a specific thing I wanted to bring up that here it is. Okay, so the main criticism that I heard, at least with the Ratchet and Clank movie, was that it was essentially the game's cutscenes
Hmm.
and the game's main plot thrown into a movie. You know, and so for like a lot of people that watched it and then played the game, it was like awkward in the sense of like, okay, like this is just like essentially, obviously there were probably more scenes in the movie. I have no idea because I didn't watch it, but a lot of people compared it a lot to the game, almost at a one for one standpoint, right? But
Yeah.
what something that I like here was that Layden says when fans beat a 40 to 50 hour game and have to wait 3 to 4 years for wait, hold on, not that one. Dang it. Well, someone here, he like, oh, here, so sorry. The real challenge is how do you take 80 hours of gameplay and make it into a movie? The answer is you don't. What you do is you take the ethos, you write from there, specifically for the film audience. You don't try to retell the games in the movie. So the fact that like they are saying that and saying like, hey, like, we are using the IPs to create different forms of media that are not games.
Yes.
And we're not going to be seemingly retelling what's in the games. Like we are using the same ethos and using that world building that was established in the games, but we're making
Hmm.
new stories out of that, seemingly from what they're talking about here. So
Right.
that I agree with to a degree.
Yeah. So me personally, I've never minded people attempting to make video game films, and there are a few that I've enjoyed, and I don't think there's many in general. Um, we just saw with Detective Pikachu, which
Yeah.
was received very well.
Mm-hmm.
Nintendo, or specifically the Pokemon Company, branching out into like feature live action films
Mm-hmm.
because there's been millions of Pokemon movies from the anime,
Right.
and then later this year we're getting Sonic,
Yep.
and
We
then
had Tomb Raider recently.
Tomb Raider was a couple years ago.
Assassin's Creed.
Prince of Persia, beginning of
Oh
2010s.
yeah, that was
I
heat.
actually I
That was
liked that
heat.
movie.
That was fun.
Yeah,
I don't know if I was young, and maybe like if we watched it now, it'd be bad. And I don't know the reception of that movie when it first came out because I was too young. But I remember liking it a lot. I thought
yeah,
there was some heat. Jake Gyllenhaal, right? Wasn't he the?
yeah. Ben
Yeah.
Kingsley too.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
I
That
liked
was
the Prince of
fire.
Persia movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, I liked it. I know it wasn't received super well. I think the Rotten Tomatoes is like rotten, but I think video game movies can be done well, and I don't think it's impossible for them to be done. Just because video games have been adapted into other things, also like there's comics.
That's
It was
true.
that Uncharted motion comic,
Yeah,
which
there's
was
there's a
like
Last of Us comic, Spider-Man comic, God of War comic as well. Yeah, there's a lot of
yeah,
yeah.
God of War books. Like
Mm-hmm.
Halo has millions of books.
There's a Marvel
You know,
Spider-Man book I have right here. The God of War book I have up there as well. So yeah,
yeah,
there's
like
yeah.
it's possible to tell stories with the video game characters and settings in other mediums. I just think that for the most part, it's been greedy studios wanting to use a name with mediocre directors.
Right, right, right. I think it's a combo, of course, of the people that are working on the movie, like what you just said. They, I think, fundamentally don't understand what they're working on, right? I think like they'll just watch, like, they'll probably like go service level on what the game is,
Hmm.
but if you, I feel like it's different when like you've played it and and you're a fan of that, right? Like if you're working on a Uncharted game and like you're not a fan of it, I
Hmm.
don't think you're gonna fully get what makes Uncharted Uncharted. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
and I
That is a
think
big thing.
there, there's a certain expectation with fans too that now that you bring that up is like I don't think they would even need to be canon with the games to be good. Like there's an idea that like oh only Nolan North is Nathan Drake, which I don't think is
No, I don't think that. Yeah,
yeah I don't think that is a thing that can be argued well. Like if you have that opinion, sure, but like you could like even Iron Man,
right.
somebody could still play Tony Stark very well. That's not Robert Downey Jr. It's not impossible, you
Well,
know?
we've seen different iterations of like Batman and Spider-Man, and like obviously overall there's been better or worse from opinion to opinion based off person on person, but
Yeah, exactly.
like I think when you're trying to recreate a character, you know what I'm saying, it's
Mhm.
more of like it's not so much the person, right?
Yeah,
It's more of the archetype of that person. Like what is Nathan Drake on like a fundamental like human, quote unquote human, but like personality standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
right.
And if
And
someone can capture that and portray that, then that's Nathan Drake.
yeah, and that's why I feel like the Uncharted movie could work so easily because Nathan Drake isn't this super unique, deep character. You know, the for me personally, the thing I love so much about Uncharted is the ensemble and the set pieces,
Right.
where I feel like that would just work great as a 2 hour movie anyway, where you have a surrounding cast that plays off each other real well, and you have a charming lead,
Right.
which Tom Holland is charming. So I feel like with Uncharted specifically, it's one of the ones that work the best because so much of the initial goal with making Uncharted, as we've heard from interviews and stuff, was to recreate that Indiana Jones vibe
Right.
in a video game.
Right.
So it just inherently would work as a film,
Yeah, yeah,
you
and
know?
to play devil's advocate, like I think Layden like hits the nail on the head where he talks about, the hard work of doing a 40 50 hour game, into a 2 or 3 hour, not even 3 hour, probably like 1.5, 2 hour movie. And like I think that is where a lot of these video game movies fall
Mhm.
in the past. Was I feel like they were trying to emulate the game,
Mhm.
as opposed to emulate the IP or emulate, the like franchise, not so much the game per se. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Because
I think. So
and
go ahead.
yeah, and like that's why I think it was a lot easier for them to transition like the God of War comic, or like the obviously Spider-Man's a whole different thing because like mainly he was from comics, duh. But like more specifically like the Marvel Spider-Man like book, or the God of
Right.
War book. It's just like those books and comics, like they allow more breathing room and more attention as opposed to a 1.5 to 2 hour attention span. And
Yeah.
like what I'm saying, like you could put a lot more obviously in a book and make it a lot more fleshed out as opposed to you having an hour and a half, 2 hours to do it. You know.
Right. So I think that tackling PlayStation IP through film isn't something that's impossible because, like, I think the idea that it would taint it also is kind of ridiculous because, like, God of War 2018, incredible story, incredible game, incredible experience. The fact that God of War Ascension exists does not take away from God of War 2018, you know?
It's a good point. It's a very good
And
point.
because like
Yeah.
Ascension is kind of like meh, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very like it's very on like every level from
Right.
like mechanics to gameplay to story.
Right.
So I feel like at worst, if you have an all right movie
Mm.
using these characters, it like at worst it's just telling another story with them that's kind of forgettable. Which again, that's just kind of being from a cynical perspective, like devil's advocate. Because if PlayStation is taking the reins on this, I feel like they try to prevent the experiences from being that. But yeah, there's definitely PlayStation IP that would work really well in film and TV format for me
Right.
personally.
And like just hearing the headline about this, right? My
Mhm.
like knee jerk like hope was for them to do more documentaries, right? So I assume hopefully that you saw Raising Kratos. I don't know if you did, but
I haven't yet, but I
oh
have it lined up.
dude, it's a banger, right? So like I've been on a weird gaming doc binge before Raising Kratos even was announced. I've just
No
been
clip.
heck yeah, I've been
Shout
binging
out to him.
no clip. Oh my god, like the Horizon doc on that one, the Bethesda doc on that. There's so many, and the one that came out I think a few days ago
Telltale,
about
right?
Telltale. Yeah, that one I watched the other night. That was incredible. So my hope also is that not only does PlayStation Productions, and it seems like I don't know if there will be a shot at this, and maybe hopefully, but that they also include like the PlayStation documentaries under that umbrella of like things to bring, whether it be released like on their YouTube channel, which they've done before, and just have the PlayStation production, studio part of PlayStation do that and
Hmm.
be in charge of that and have like a centralized like, hey, like we're gonna go, of like all the IPs that you're anticipating to come out, they have a centralized like PlayStation team that goes out to the studios and does like a doc.
Right.
I think that'd be mad cool. Like I would love to see more of that.
That
And this
would be
whole
cool, yeah,
yeah.
because I know God of War has a history of having documentaries with each release.
Hmm.
So seeing Raising Kratos was like almost an expectation, like a matter of when, not if.
Right.
But yeah, I'd love to see more just because I feel like that the Sony exclusives and the Sony like the Sony style that a
Right.
lot of their exclusives have that people like to point out would lend themselves well to documentaries.
Hmm.
And yeah, so I'd definitely love to see more of those, but I want to take a couple minutes to think of things that we think would work real well as TV and as movies.
Well, also what was funny that this announcement was funny time was that like I think Corey Barlog tweeted a few days ago that like he had a dream about a Kratos like TV show, or, like God of War TV show.
Yeah, I think I saw that too.
Yeah,
And
which I'm like, huh.
And I also wonder if this announcement was hinging on the success or failure of Detective Pikachu.
Mm. Hmm.
Because like I wonder if they were considering this for a while and they were like, we've got a couple things coming out like this Pikachu and there's Sonic. Pikachu is a bit like Pokemon's a bigger name, so let's see how this does.
Right.
And if it does well, then we'll greenlight this whole initiative. Like I feel like that could have been a reality here
I
too.
think so. Yeah, yeah. Because I think it's somewhat feasible for them to kind of start like very very back end, very early development of a part of PlayStation like this, and just like see if we're actually gonna do it. Just like prepare them low key, and then when they saw the Pikachu hit, I can see them green. Yeah, no, for sure. I can see that.
So
I can definitely see that.
I think for TV, I remember a while
Hmm.
ago there was a Sly Cooper announcement about a TV series that kind of just died out.
Isn't that still happening?
I think
Or
so, but
or
like
did it
I
die?
haven't heard anything about it.
Yeah, me neither. I don't know.
But for TV, something that I think would work very well if handled the right way. Um, I've been playing through Jack 2,
Hmm.
and I am fascinated by the amount of world building and lore that exists that I completely forgot about in these games.
Interesting. Interesting.
And because Precursor Legacy, the first Jack game with Jack and Daxter, is like really about like environmental stuff and this long history of ancient beings that left all these relics and temples behind. And
Right.
then Jack 2 jumps into the future. There's time travel, destinies, and stuff like that, and like prophecies. And then Jack 3 is sort of the end cap of it all. I think an animated Jack and Daxter series that kind of works as a reboot because we know Naughty Dog has talked about this forever, and they
Hmm.
could go at the cartoony style or they could do it like a darker style. But I feel like picture like Avatar: The Last Airbender level
Ooh.
storytelling
Okay. Okay. I like that.
with
Okay.
with the framework of Jack and Daxter's world.
Mm.
I feel like that'd be something really cool,
Mhm. Mhm. Mhm.
and I feel like that'd be a good way because the thing is like it was really early on in Naughty Dog's um, storytelling chapter of their career.
Right.
So I feel like there's just a whole wealth of content that they built up that they didn't fully explore that would work really well with a TV show.
I think also with like Jax, I think Ratchet and Clank falls into that echelon. I think we could even see like a Spyro thing be similar. You know,
Okay.
like if you want to lump like all those in like that like TV show esque type of hey, let's like flesh out these characters, flesh out the world. You know what I'm saying? Have a cool art style to it. I think that could pop off. I just yeah like I mean, and maybe perhaps the occasional like movie they might do. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Like I think the thing that I stood out to me with Jack is a lot of it's the world
Right.
that they built up because like Jack's character in 2 is like garbage and like Daxter's just there for one-liners.
Yeah.
So like the thing that I'm latching onto with this game is their world building.
Hmm.
So I feel like that would be really cool to explore even more so than like a Ratchet or a Sly because like I love all three of those series, but with Ratchet, I feel like so much of that game is tied to the guns and the gunplay
Hmm.
and the gadgets and stuff, and Sly is like a fun stealth game. So I don't know how much there is with story there, and we saw Ratchet took his chance in movies,
Hmm.
but
Hmm.
yeah, I think the platformer style characters that they aren't really doing much with right now could benefit from a series.
Right. Right. I think in the similar vein that we saw with Netflix's what's it called Bandersnatch, where
Bandersnatch.
Bandersnatch, sorry, yeah, where you can choose different decisions and stuff like that. Maybe they utilize like the PlayLink stuff, which I believe PlayLink utilizes your phone, right? And you can
Right.
interact with whatever is on screen, right? So what if they had like some sort of like weekly TV show around like the world of like Detroit Become Human? You
That'd
know what
be
I'm saying?
interesting.
And
Ooh,
but
okay. Like, ooh,
yeah, do you know
okay.
what I'm saying? You feel me? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like I think that could be mad cool. And like even though one could say that, all right, that's essentially doing like a sequel to it because I guess in my head theorizing it, it's literally just like the game where you're making decisions. You know what I'm saying? But I think it'd be cool to have like maybe weekly, you know, 21-minute runs similar to like a half an hour TV show on TV. You know what I'm saying? Maybe like 21-minute things. I don't know how feasible that is to do on like a weekly basis, and maybe they need to like get like a backlog going and stuff like that. But
Mhm.
maybe like they have like, okay, we're gonna call this season one, right? And whichever decision in that week is the popular one,
Mhm.
that becomes like the canon for the storyline, and they move on with that. You know what I'm saying?
What so
I
what if
think.
this?
Okay, okay, okay. What's
Because
up?
this is what I was thinking of like 2 minutes ago when you brought this up.
All right, all right.
So it's a live show
Ooh.
that happens, say, every Sunday night,
Okay, word. Okay.
8 o'clock. Um, you log in to watch it with your
Mm-hmm.
phone, and similar to how like a Twitch player would use the Telltale vote while the stream is happening.
Oh shit! Wait, so like kind of like Twitch
So like
plays type deal?
kind of, but like say you're sitting down to watch The Walking Dead on Sunday,
Okay, right.
and then Rick pulls out a gun to Daryl's head, and then
Damn, that's aggressive.
you those are the only characters I remember. And you everybody's logged in with their phone and they get to make a decision. And you get like 30 seconds, maybe less, to make that decision. Like with Bandersnatch, you get a couple seconds to make that choice. So they poll the audience that's watching live, and then they have two options for either decision. Whichever decision wins is the canon.
Oh my
So
god.
that's an incentive to
So
watch it live.
so it's done live. That's dope as fuck. That
That'd probably be super expensive because you'd have to shoot like two versions of every
yeah,
episode, or like
yeah. It would
three
have
different.
to be like only like two different. Yeah, yeah. I see that being very difficult. Or maybe like
I
they.
think it
I
would be
don't know.
possible though if they want, because there's nobody else doing this right now, and I feel like this is something that Netflix probably is considering because they said they want to do more stuff like Bandersnatch.
I think it'd be really cool, and like maybe they can do sort of thing with like Until Dawn. I don't know if PlayStation. I think PlayStation owns the Until Dawn IP, or is that
I
still with
think
the
so.
hands of Massive?
I think so. That's why Supermassive's doing
The
the Dark Pictures now.
Man of Medan. Sorry, that's the first episode name. Yeah,
Dark
yeah,
Pictures, yeah.
yeah. Dark Pictures. So I'm thinking like with PlayStation's like like those decision based Telltale esque type of games.
Hmm.
I think that could be fire. And like that would probably promote it. I mean, if they use PlayLink and want to keep it in the PlayStation ecosystem as opposed to like partnering with Netflix. And I think maybe if they would actually do it, I think they would probably consider partnering with Netflix, and maybe like Netflix probably help them with production standpoint.
Maybe,
And
yeah, because
maybe I could probably see
yeah,
that, but I could also see them rather keeping it in house since they already have a they're trying to start it in house.
yeah.
But
I also have to imagine, since we're talking about all of this, this must be going to probably be paired with PlayStation View, right?
oh shit, yeah,
Like as an incentive to sell that program that people already like.
dude,
People already like
if
PlayStation View for cable.
oh snap, yo, if hold up, wait, okay, so let's say they release their first project. So what you're saying is like potentially it'll be a PlayStation View exclusive. Do you think they would put it up on the PS Store on like the movie section or TV section to like
Maybe,
purchase?
I don't know, maybe later, but like
Maybe
see
like
it first on PlayStation View, maybe.
yeah.
That's what I'm
Honestly,
thinking
I could
here,
see
because
that. Yeah.
like everybody's chasing services like that, and they.
Holy wait, this is no. You yeah, you're right. They would
I know I'm
100%.
right here. That's why I
I
don't
know
have
you're
to
right.
bring it up.
I just think I'm like wait no no yeah 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 never mind you're right yeah 100%. 100%. Yeah. But ooh, I just saw some. What if they do like a like okay, how do I put this? Like think like okay, hang with me here. Think like a draw my life video, right? Remember those?
Yeah,
Okay. Think of like Mimir telling his stories.
that would be cool.
Like just something like that. I don't know. Like maybe yeah, and it could be somewhat educational based off like real lore of Norse and stuff like that. And having the voice actor do more VOs of like different stories. I don't know how many they have left that they haven't told on God of War on the ship or whatever, but I don't know. I think that could be probably cool. I'm trying to think of what other could be really cool. I
Here's the
think.
question:
Oh, what's up?
do you think any of these shows will be animated and produced through Dreams.
Do you think any of the ideas or any ideas that they have for PlayStation Productions will be animated and done within Dreams?
Because
My
the animation potential in Dreams is very good. And I could see them be like, "Hey, this series was made in Dreams." As a way to like promote it. Maybe Media Molecule gets a series or something because they know that engine inside out. But I could see them do something like that. Like maybe it's if you want to like build on the lore of God of War, cheaper budget, be like Mimir narrating, and then
oh,
like it's
okay,
like
I can see
dream
that.
like
It's that dream aesthetic.
the history of Odin in God of War, told by Mimir, animated through dreams.
I can see that. Yeah.
I think dreams may have a presence here, is what I'm saying, as a way to sell it out,
Hmm.
outside of the level creation.
Hmm.
Because there have been instances where they're like, hey, you can also animate. You can use this as a like a source um, competitor.
Right.
And
Hmm.
I have seen a handful of pretty cool animations in the Dream Surfing menu, but like I feel like that'd be a nice way to sell it with an actual project.
That's intriguing. I didn't think about that, but okay, I feel that.
There was one thing I definitely wanted to shout out though that I think might work very well.
Quick shout out. I think Knack as a TV show would be really cool. But go ahead.
Similar vein. So I think with Japan Studios
Okay.
and their fondness for Astrobot, I
Mm.
think a Pixar level Astrobot film would be pretty great.
Does Astrobot have a story? I didn't. You know,
So,
what? To be honest, I don't even think I've seen gameplay of Astrobot. To be
dude,
completely
Astrobot's so good.
to
Astrobot
be
is so good.
completely honest, I couldn't tell you what Astrobot. I know it's a big deal with VR, apparently, allegedly,
Yeah.
but I have no
Honestly, it
idea
would be a
what.
great game without VR too.
Can you play it without VR? No, right? Hmm.
But Astrobot, I think, has so much potential. If Astrobot was a Nintendo game, it would have won way more Game of the Years last year, just because it would have had a wider appeal. But Astrobot is just, it's so good. It's so creative. It's so unique with the way it presents its levels and its progression, and it does crazy things. Some of that is because of the VR functionality, but essentially, you're just the camera.
Ah.
Like you're controlling the little dude, but like you see your shadow. You're just a bigger robot that has
Right.
a headset on that you're looking around.
Okay. Okay.
So, but yeah, Astrobot's like level design and its art direction, I think, is just very universally appealing. So if they did a 90-minute feature length Astrobot film just about Astro saving his buddies, which is what you have to do in the game. It's like they all got scattered. You have to save them all
Right.
and put them back on your spaceship. If it was something like that, I feel like you could have a really charming Pixar level film.
Jay Zilla in the chat shouts out Little Big Planet. I think that could be in the same vein as like I don't know about. Well, I guess maybe a movie, but I think a pretty cool like. Yeah.
I'd love to see a Little Big Planet like stop motion thing.
Ooh.
That'd be real
Okay.
cool.
Okay. I can see that. I can
Just
see
because
that.
like the arts and crafty nature of it.
What about Horizon?
Horizon, I think, is too ambitious,
Right.
personally.
Yeah. I was trying to think of like what they could do with Horizon. I just know. I don't know. And like I think.
Ooh, hold on,
Ooh,
back up,
screw.
backpedal.
Uh oh.
I think a Horizon prequel
Yes.
told through television about like the corporate aspect
Yes.
that could be done, and
Oh
that could be
wait. 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 That sounds fire.
because my whole thing was like, how are they
Wait.
gonna get those landscapes? How are they gonna represent the dinosaurs
They
well?
don't even need
But
to. Yeah, you
yeah, if it's just
right.
like a future city with like business clothes and like the
And then
demons,
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
the
yeah.
realistic looking robots,
Uh huh. Uh huh.
I could
Uh-huh.
see that.
Okay, that okay. Okay, I like that. That's fire. That's fire. Okay, I think what could be really cool is maybe a movie is Order 1886. Now I know I'm one that has dropped Order and like when I tried to first play it I was like 3 hours in, you know.
Great
But
game.
and I do plan on going back to it, you know, at some point this year, hopefully. Honestly, I will because like it's short. But I think that could be fire. I think
Honestly, you could
they
probably
laid it
finish
really
it tonight. You could platinum it
well.
tonight.
I would want to start it over
Okay,
from
that's
the
fair.
top, yeah, because
Yeah.
I want to start it over from the top and just go through it.
From starting to platinuming, I think last summer it took me 2 nights.
Damn,
So,
damn, I
well,
feel
like
that.
each session was like 3 or 4 hours, but like still.
I think
And I had a guide.
in the same vein that you said Horizon Zero. Oh, it looks as Horizon Zero done in anime form would be better. Hmm.
Interesting. I could
Hmm.
with Horizon, I feel like it has such a distinct
Style
art style
and like
already.
Aloy looks. I don't know. I could.
Like
Mhm.
like Horizon has a visual art style. Like it isn't going for realism,
It's yeah. I feel you.
you know?
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that.
So I feel like if they wanted to do a Horizon show, I would prefer
That style of the game.
the prequel, like the prequel real life, real people sort of thing.
Right.
But I think there's definitely room for a PlayStation anime. Um, I
Who?
think Bloodborne could be cool. Like you
Hmm.
have that really deep, rich world that's only been explored with one game, and I feel like you could probably get some really cool gothic horror anime direction with that.
Yeah, I feel that. I feel that. I would like to see a story or just like a in look on the world of Infamous in between Second Son and Infamous 2
And just make an Infamous comic.
or that. Yeah, like
I would I would
I would love to.
subscribe to that thing.
I just like Infamous a lot. You know what I'm saying? Like I just like
Yeah.
Infamous a ton. So I would just love to see like the rise of DUP, you know, and like this like similar like it's discrimination. I think that could be a really easy story, not easy, but like I think it'd be a story that people can
Watch on to.
watch and yeah and get a sense of like latching on regardless of if they've played Infamous or not. Like because then essentially what you have here is like just like a very what's what I'm looking for? Like we've seen stories of this ilk, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Of like heroes being, you know, chastised and yeah. Low key X-Men, but low key
Yeah.
kind of yeah, to a degree. But
So
I
I
think
feel
that could be
like
mad cool.
I feel like we could speculate for hours on the thing. But I definitely think the smart direction, like we started with this, would be to snag Uncharted and put it under this label instead of just Sony Pictures
Yeah.
and start the whole thing out with the Uncharted movie.
Mhm.
I feel like that's the easiest thing to do. That's probably what's going to happen.
As like step 1.
And yeah,
Okay.
so
Interesting. Interesting. I'm trying to read and see if they have any other shred of like info on this, but at least I can't say from the quotes like they seem optimistic, and if, I know that they have to be sounding optimistic
hmm
because this is like their like new part of the company, you know. So I get that
right.
too, but you know I feel Layden has generally and pretty consistently been like a very like straightforward, trustworthy person. At least I
I
feel.
mean, I mean, the dude said he's not going to E3 because he doesn't like E3. So
Yeah,
like, I
like
believe
yeah,
whatever he said.
like I think he really like doesn't care. Like he'll just say like what it is, you know.
Yeah,
So I don't know. I think it could be good. We'll see. I don't know. And I also like a lot of the ideas that we threw out here. I don't know if they'll ever come to fruition, you know.
yeah.
But
Like, I'd love to see a new take on Jack and Daxter
yeah,
in any form. But I'd take a show. I'd take a game.
right, right.
Whatever.
Yeah, yeah. And
So
and there's something here too. That he said like he hopes that like these projects that they work on will because he said that like between games us fans wait like 3 to 4 years. You know what I'm saying? Give or
yeah,
take, right? And so he would like these PlayStation productions to kind of be in the middle of those wait times and kind of like keep feeding the fandom in a way and keep us on a string
yeah,
leading up into the next game. So I don't know if maybe like he could potentially mean that like we could get some like filler story and like a prequel to the sequel. You
I
know,
could
I don't know.
see
Yeah, like
a
something like that, or maybe just world building. I would like to see that more as opposed to
you
like,
you beat
you
the
know.
DLC for Spider-Man, right?
Yes.
I
Yeah.
could see spoilers for Spider-Man's DLC, not the main game. I could see like a short, maybe hour long or less short film maybe about Mary Jane overseas reporting in
Ooh.
that
Yeah.
place.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. I like
You
that.
know how she said, "Hey, I'm leaving to do this thing."
Right. Right.
Maybe like fill in that gap in between because like you're not doing a Spider-Man thing, you're not fleshing out the villains, but you're fleshing out this character who had a presence in the game, but by doing this, you're automatically giving her more, so that way when you go into the sequel, we care more.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
I feel like something like that could happen too.
Do you just like I guess last question like do you see some of these projects that they're working on being somewhat of like the really well polished and mo-capped cutscenes just full length?
I don't know.
Do you see that style or just something else? You know what I'm saying? Because
Honestly, I've been expecting live action or traditional computer animation from all these things that we
yeah,
talked
yeah,
about.
same, yeah, yeah, yeah. That's my angle too. But I'm trying to think of like I would actually hate
Because I don't know how
that.
expensive that would be, for one, and two, like the only example I can think of a movie that does that, Avatar shot fully for the Navi. They shot all of that with mocap.
Right.
Planet of the Apes is mostly mocap, but
Uh
still,
huh.
it's like a mix.
Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
if they just did full Last of Us or Death Stranding style mocap for a feature, I don't know.
I'm trying to think if I would hate it.
I
I'm
don't think I'd
not.
hate it because like
I'm not sure.
I'm
Yeah, like or like if I would like still like evoke the same like oh feeling of okay like this is a movie or this is like a TV like or
yeah
would it feel like just I'm watching like the cutscene compilations of a game on YouTube? You know what I'm
like
saying?
yeah because like if it's God of War, for example, like if they did mocap,
Hmm.
it would be like so this is absolutely definitely a continuation of that game, you know? And I feel like
Okay,
there
I
might be
see what you're
less
saying.
freedom there.
Right. Right. I see what you're
So,
saying. I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. I see that.
but I think we've exhausted most of the reasonable conversation we can have about this topic.
I was gonna roll into
So,
casting if we had time, but
oh,
nah,
for
that's a,
for
probably a
God
whole
of
other thing.
War,
For just like yeah, like let's say pick a movie and be like yeah, okay, like who we want to cast it just like for fun, but you know
honestly,
that
if
that's
they,
all wishy washy. I don't even
yeah,
like who could even. I could see people pointing to The Rock wanting to be Kratos.
I mean,
I
just get Christopher Judge. He's huge. Just bring him in.
you're not wrong. You're not
He's got the
wrong.
voice, and he is
And he
Kratos,
is
and he's
big as
that
hell.
big,
Yeah, he is massive. He is
and
massive.
he's a good actor. We've seen it, you know.
Indeed.
Like that's a case where I feel like that would work, where like a Nolan North and Nathan Drake might not.
I could see spoilers for Uncharted 4. If they were to do like a like live action like,
Like
story.
a sequel follow up to
Yeah.
the end of Uncharted. Yeah,
And Uncharted 4, we have the daughter be like the main cast lever. And like let's say at the very end, like no one knows cameos as like old Nathan Drake.
yeah, something like that.
I could
I could see that too.
I could see that. Honestly, I could see that. But Nolan North running around and doing the whole that I don't know if I could see. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah.
So, next segment is a returning segment
Oh,
from the last two episodes.
indeed, indeed,
E3's coming up,
indeed, indeed. It
and
is.
before we get into this, I want to reach out to the chat that is currently here.
Mm-hmm.
We will, if you guys have questions about anything that we just talked about, or E3 predictions or E3 questions, shout them out in the chat while we're talking through this next segment, and we'll try to get to a couple of them at the end of the show.
That works.
But first,
Indeed.
E3 wishes.
E3 wishes. Let's do it.
So first episode was I said I wanted Guardians of the Galaxy gets revealed instead of the Avengers at Square. and you
Oh
said
yeah, I
something.
forgot.
You said something about. I remember you repeated it, right? It was
I
the same thing two
I
weeks in a
think
row.
I think the last 2 weeks I've said infamous.
Infamous, right?
I think so.
Um. So, do you want to go first, or would you like me to go first? I forget what Stark said. Stark said Last of Us, right? Last of Us news.
I believe. I believe so. I think
Okay.
so. I think it's what he said. I'm not sure. You can
Okay.
go first, sir. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead. You can go first.
Um. Well, I already mentioned I want to see Jack and Daxter back, so that'd be nice. But I'm gonna branch out here.
Mm.
I think at hmm, let me pull up. I have like a list of E3 info
Okay.
uh,
Okay. I like it. I like it.
written down. I just gotta pull that back up. I was working on it
Actually,
earlier.
I think my prediction is going to involve a calendar. I'm gonna pull that up.
Okay.
I'm gonna take a nice peruse at it, cause
So I wish that this year at E3.
mhm.
So there's a couple people that typically show things on the PlayStation stage that now that PlayStation is presumably not going to be there in any stretch of the imagination, they may have an absence from like a traditional perspective, but like maybe they hop on Xbox or Nintendo or something like that.
Right. 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 Right.
I wish to see a very solid, good looking reveal for Resident Evil 8 from Capcom.
So soon?
Yes, because Resident Evil 7 was 2017.
Well, I mean, just off of them, I assume the same team worked on Resident Evil 2 remake.
I don't know, and they're
Uh,
Capcom's big enough to have two teams for Resident
yeah,
Evil.
yeah, yeah.
So
I guess
Resident
you're right.
Evil 8, I'm interested to see if they pursue VR again. I'm interested to see if they do first person again, the same character, if they go back to like Chris Redfield or Jill. Um, so I just want to see the next step for Resident Evil after 2 remake and after 7. I'm really curious about that. And since PlayStation is gone and Capcom has revealed almost every new game this generation at a PlayStation event,
Hmm.
I'm very curious to see if slash where they show up with something.
I mean, my knee jerk is at the Xbox stage, right? I mean,
Well, I don't know because like the question is brought up of how much is Xbox going to dedicate their show this year to exclusives that are being worked on by studios they've acquired over the past year.
you would hope, right?
Like I'm
One would hope.
assuming there's
Yeah,
gonna
yeah.
be some people that have some things to show. I'm not saying like full gameplay demos or like a God of War 10-minute sit down
Right,
reveal,
right, right.
but like
Something.
um yeah, like maybe Playground's Fable game has a reveal trailer,
Hmm.
something like
Yeah,
that.
yeah.
So I don't know if they want to dedicate a ton of time to that, if they have room for people they already partner with at Xbox to be like, oh yeah, Capcom, even though you have an exclusive with Street Fighter V on PS4, PC, you have this exclusive Resident Evil VR thing with PlayStation, you have these back and forths with PlayStation. Yeah, come onto our stage and show this off. So I'm speculating because like I could see Capcom show up at Nintendo and be like, hey, new Monster Hunter for the Switch. Check out our stream later today. We're going to be showing this in the Iceborne expansion, and then like maybe one other smaller Capcom thing. But like, I feel like continuing the January Capcom release schedule of the past few years,
Hmm.
they're probably going to have to show something at E3 if they do have something for next January. So
Hmm.
I just don't know where they're showing up. So
Right, right.
Resident Evil 8 somewhere would be nice.
Resident Evil 8. All right. I have one. This one
Hit me.
is a bit out there. I don't think it's gonna happen. But bringing up the old Vita. Now hold on here. Wait a minute. All right. Wait a minute. Hey, take it to you. Listen. I know. Okay, ladies and
We don't
gentlemen,
even know if they're showing up.
I'm aware that our beloved prince has slept. I understand that the Vita is dead. However, there are many good games that are stuck on the Vita, right? And one of them is Freedom Wars. I would love to see some of the really good Vita games be ported to some degree somewhere.
Question:
What's up?
Was Freedom Wars a Sony
Owned thing?
published game?
It's a good question. I'm checking right now. But let's see here. Freedom
Because there are
Wars.
some Vita games
It was published by
that
Sony Interactive Entertainment.
okay.
It
So
was published,
I could
developed
still
by Japan Studio.
potentially. Okay. Oh, Japan Studios. Okay, never
Yeah,
mind.
yeah.
Because I was gonna say Switch would probably work well
Oh
with
my!
Freedom Wars.
I would cry. I would fucking cry. I doubt. Well. Do you think they would? They wouldn't release one of their Vita games on the Switch, right?
I mean,
I
it depends. Because like, there's.
has there ever been a case of that happening? I'm trying to think of one.
I feel like there definitely has been, but like, I wanted Danganronpa, the trilogy, to get ported to Switch
Mm-hmm.
because I feel like it's just a natural fit, and it's not a PlayStation exclusive because like Atlas made it.
Right.
But Atlas is weird with what they put where because like Persona 5 never ended up getting that Switch announcement.
Right.
Presumably no other Persona games getting the port to Switch.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know.
Like I just don't know if they would like leave. For example, like a good one is like Uncharted Golden Abyss.
Okay.
I just don't see them stranding it on a abandoned hardware and somehow not bringing it back in some essence. You know what I'm saying? I don't know.
Yeah, I think
Maybe
they would.
maybe they do. You know, maybe. Perhaps. You know what I'm
I
saying?
think they would because I'm thinking to PSP games and some PSVR games that either never got brought over or I don't think will ever get brought over that were good. Like like we were just talking about Astrobot. Astrobot makes perfect sense to release as a PlayStation just a accessible to everybody on PlayStation game. I don't think it's ever going to happen. PSP, like what was a really popular PSP game?
Wow, I can't think of one. Fuck.
I was gonna say Daxter, but like I don't know if Daxter was good. I liked it, but
Yeah, like fuck. I can think. I played a lot of Battlefront 2 on PSP, even though that's a PS2 thing. But I'm looking into something that Stark says. Apparently, they're having a conference in Toronto about this. PlayStation
interesting.
is this? Here it is.
Yeah, I just clicked on.
Layden will speak about the continuing evolution of PlayStation Worldwide Studios at the Coliseum Conference in Toronto, Canada on Tuesday.
So tomorrow?
Huh. Layden will speak about the continuing evolution of PlayStation's worldwide studios at the sorry, it's the at the Collision Conference, not
Okay.
Coliseum. The Collision Conference in Toronto on Tuesday. What is
Does
this?
it say if it's gonna be live streamed?
I'm looking. Let's see. North America's fastest growing tech conference. So it's like a tech conference.
Maybe they announce a project there,
Yeah, I
or
totally
maybe they're like, hey, the Uncharted movie, it's actually in development, and that's our first project.
I could totally see that. Yeah, totally see that. And like maybe I could see them also like announcing that like, hey, the bulk, if not all of these will be PlayStation View specific. You know, try to push that. That what you
Yeah.
said. I think I can see that. I'm not seeing if it's live streamed. I'd like to hope it is, but if not, regardless, we will get that info that they talk about back relayed to us. So that's no big deal. But that's shout out Starks for bringing it up. That's interesting. That's interesting. Oh no, we'll see. We'll
Yeah.
see.
We'll see what happens there.
Also, also wish list. I guess loosely wish list. I don't see them being quiet during E3. I still think that we will get a state of play around E3.
Is that a prediction or a wish?
Dude, I think it's too outlandish for them not to say anything for it to even be a wish. Like, I think it's a prediction.
Well, remember, I made this bet with you months ago
What was the bet again?
that moments before, I sent you a screenshot, moments
Oh
before
man, oh god.
the Xbox conference, they're going to release a trailer that just says October. What did the screenshot say? Do you have it in our
October
Discord chat?
October 2019, and then just the Naughty Dog paw
Just the
print
Naughty Dog
logo.
paw.
I
So
don't
they're
see
gonna
it.
do something around
I,
E3.
I stand unconvinced at this point. As much as I want it to drop this year, I stand unconvinced. I just don't see it. I don't see it.
I really think it's happening. I
I
really,
see,
absolutely think it's happening.
I see internally them hoping and praying that they could potentially get this done to put out this year, and then inevitably it get pushed to like February and take that February spot for a PlayStation exclusive in 2020. That will lead them into the PS5 at the end half of 2020, and then we get the re-release probably around E3 of 2021.
But they're not gonna need a re-release.
Oh wait, Backwards Combat. You're right. Never mind. Yeah. Then that's enhanced day one for PS5.
I still think it's 2019.
You know what? I'll put another bet. If I swear on my life, if they announce this game and it comes out 20, y'all can screen cap this. Y'all can quote me right now. Okay. If Last of Us Part 2 really does get announced, right? And it,
Hold on.
okay,
Hold on.
Go ahead.
Are you saying if it gets announced for 2019 or if it comes out in 2019?
This is what I'm saying. Okay, so
Okay.
because I honestly will not believe it's coming out this year until it's on my hard drive.
Okay.
I will not. Okay, because Naughty Dog, they're no stranger to delays. They're no stranger to pushing their release dates. It's happened. Uncharted 4 got pushed like 3 times, I think, or 2 times, something like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, if it gets announced in 2019, I will take a shot live. If I'm legally allowed to do that on YouTube, I'll check. But if it does, I'll do a poll of whatever alcohol you guys want me to. I'll let y'all pick in the stream, whatever. And then on release night, I will do 3 shots. And that is all. Because I don't see it.
No. This is. I want something more interesting for this.
Okay, you want some? Okay. More interesting.
If The Last of Us Part 2 releases in 2019,
Okay, so like day one, launch night, it's out, it's on my hard drive, it's official.
yes, I want you to tweet something to the effect of, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
I gotta word this right.
Jesus, go right.
Something to the effect of, I hope, like a screenshot of your XMB with The
Okay.
Last of Us Part 2 there.
Okay.
And I want the caption to be like, I hope they can actually pull it off this time. Hashtag The Last of Us Part 2.
Insinuating that I thought the original Last of Us was bad, or
Yes.
okay. Like, oh, look at okay. All right, I will accept.
Okay.
What was the first bet? What's our wager on the first bet again?
You said something about shots on stream.
No, not that. The one that you said. Oh wait, was there a wager placed on the original bet of like they're gonna show a trailer with just the date and the paw print, or?
No, I just said quote me on that.
I bet. Okay, cool.
But
I don't know.
I wish this could be like a 3-hour podcast because I'm in an E3 mood today.
I think here, listening. So, I think a good time to talk about E3 is either next week or the week after that.
Yeah.
Because next week is
Still a little
fine
too
week.
early.
And then the week after that is the Monday before E3 week.
Yeah.
Which, like, Monday, and then E3 starts on Friday of that week. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
So this is the calm before the storm right now. I'm getting excited for E3. I'm going to scroll through chat real quick to see if there were any shout-out things. Question from the Starks. Do you eat Doritos while showering?
Negative.
No, I haven't, but I'm not opposed.
But I will say definitively that my favorite chip is indeed the Pringles.
I'm a Sun Chips guy.
Sun chips are also good, but
Garden salsa.
I'm just a. I almost said something crazy right there. I just like Pringles a lot. Big fan of Pringles.
Baby D, shout out. They want Ghost of Tsushima at E3, but also curious about Watch Dogs 3.
See, Watch Dogs 3, give it to me. You already know I love Watch Dogs.
Strange though, after hearing about Breakpoint. Are they gonna have Breakpoint in October and then Watch Dogs in November?
I can see that.
Really? I feel like that might be crowding. Like, why do two massive open world games where you can hold on to one? You know? Maybe Watch Dogs is like the February Far Cry release.
I can see that more. Honestly, I see that more of an outlook. But even if they were released like 2 months apart or a month apart, I think I don't think it'd be that bad.
I think it would be worse for Watch Dogs than it would for Ghost Recon, because Ghost Recon is going to sell insanely well.
I would like to imagine and think in my head that they have two different audiences, but perhaps I'm completely wrong in that standpoint. Maybe they
I think
overlap
there's
a ton.
significant overlap.
There is.
I think there's enough of an overlap where they wouldn't want to do it.
I see. But I could see Watch Dogs 3 taking that Far Cry February date, because I don't think we'll see Far Cry 6 February 2020.
Yeah, we got a new Far Cry this year, so I think 2021 is probably the next Far Cry.
Because was there any wait of years between Far Cry 4 and Primal? Because was Far Cry 4 Primal and then 5 and then New Dawn? Am I correct?
Yeah, I think there might have been 1 year gap between Primal and 5.
Yeah, okay, so, okay.
I think that was it, though.
Gotcha.
Jay Zilla, shout out, Armored Core, and a futuristic Battlefield, and Infamous.
I would like a modern day Battlefield, but that's just me.
I mean, we're getting Modern Warfare this year, probably, so.
Yeah. But,
I don't know about futuristic either, because I feel like they got, DICE has Star Wars to do laser guns.
Indeed.
Unless by futuristic Battlefield, you mean more like COD Infinite Warfare?
Yeah, like Advanced Warfare, Infinite Warfare type of deal.
Yeah.
But
Infamous, though, yeah, I'd love to see more Infamous. I don't think it would happen because of Tsushima, but I'd love to see.
I don't know. I would like to think that they're not letting the Infamous IP kind of just chill, but I think they are letting it chill, unfortunately.
Yeah.
But
love to see more, though.
Yeah.
Even if it's a reboot, I'd love to see more Infamous.
Yeah, a reboot, or like see like a nurse you would take the hold of it and just try it out, you know?
Or legit Infamous 3 with Cole.
Give me. Because that lightning strike at the end of 2, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
I'm telling you. That leaves it open. And like, even though in the Second Son world that, it was presumed that he was indeed dead with like statues and everything and stuff like that. But I don't know. PS5 is not being talked about at E3. I doubt it.
No. Though I think the only hardware you will see at E3 is the next Xbox.
100%.
Because Nintendo said firmly no hardware, even with the rumors of the Slim
Switch,
and the Pro.
Yeah, the Switch Lite, people are calling it. Yeah.
They said nothing, and like they definitively said software only. Xbox has not been that definitive about it.
Yeah, I feel that.
So plus they talked about it last year. I'm expecting a new Xbox this year.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't think anybody else would be having hardware. So.
Yeah, no, not that I can think of. No, I don't think so.
But yeah, I'm excited for E3. I'm hopeful for whatever gets shown off this year.
Indeed.
So.
Indeed. There we go. E3 season is upon us.
It is. So make sure you stick around in the coming days and weeks, because we're going to have some pre-E3 coverage. We're still trying to figure out what the deal is going to be with the lack of PlayStation at E3 this year. So if any of you have input on what you want to see from us around the E3 season, I would appreciate hearing that in the comments or in the chat right now.
Yeah, because last year we did dedicated like recap videos of each conference, you know? And that was cool. That was fun to do. But I think definitely fundamentally the way we cover E3 definitely changes without PlayStation being there. at least officially as of we know of. I'm still holding out for a state of play conference, but then again, there could not be. You know what I'm saying? So,
and I the year before, when we were still hashtag PlayStation follower,
shout out.
I usually uploaded like the big trailer from each conference, and then later on a little bit of a breakdown.
Right.
So we're not holding on to any specific format.
Right.
So if you guys would rather see like live stream reactions, having guests on for conferences, or if you care about seeing the any content outside of PlayStation, so like covering Xbox, reacting to Nintendo, anything like that, because E3 is still exciting.
Right.
I mean, we both like E3, so
yeah. I'm leaning towards streaming.
That might be the good direction.
That's my lead, and because like I could easily show E3 on this channel while I'm reacting to it. Like that's no issue right there. So I think I'm leaning towards that.
Yeah, and just to get ahead of it all, personally, I have prior engagements for E3.
Yeah.
During the conferences, but the cross circle after E3, regardless, is going to recap the entire week.
Of course, yeah. Which actually, we might get because usually we record cross circle as on Mondays.
Right.
But Monday night we still have Bethesda.
No, that's Sunday night. Monday night we got Square Enix. And Ubisoft would be happening when we normally record.
Yeah, so I think we might have to change when exactly we do that episode that week.
Yeah.
Details to come, but
yeah, so
we'll see.
Stick around for that. We join our Discord. It's in the description if you want more input on however we're going to approach E3, because a lot of it does come down to what you want to see.
Right, 100%. Definitely let us know down below at the Discord, etc. on Twitter if you'd like as well. Speaking of, where can the good people find you, Christian?
You can follow me on Twitter at Chris N. Buckley. I tweet about lots of stuff on there. And I'm probably going to start doing like daily E3 predictions like I did last year.
Let's do it.
So look out for those.
Bet.
What about you?
You can follow me down here in my lower third at the KDS123. What I've been tweeting about lately? I don't know. I'm here chilling. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Obviously, here on the channel as well. Make sure to keep up here in the channel. We have potentially a new series starting up this week. Definitely get hyped for that around a certain PlayStation exclusive that people have a lot of opinions on when it's coming out.
And it will not be the last of these series.
It rhymes with Crash of Us.
Oh, I didn't know you were getting that specific. I was going to be like, oh, we might be doing some Uncharted territory next.
Oh.
So, but yeah.
Will
so
Death be Stranding?
So, stick around for that.
Deal. But thank y'all. Shout out to the chat. Kevin Mack, you came so late. My boy, my guy. So late. But shout out to Starks. Obviously, shout out to Jay Zilla. Shout out to Baby D. Shout out to all the homies in the chat. I appreciate it. Aloy, Chloe Price. I love that name. I dig it. Shout out Volo as well. William, Logan, all the good stuff. So shout out to you on the chat. Appreciate it.
Before we sign off, is there anything you want to plug for this week? Do you have any streams coming up?
Tonight I might do Days Gone Grinding, perhaps.
Nice.
Maybe, cool. Like I said in the pre-show, I might want to stream me doing those encampments and stuff like that. And definitely obviously save slot on Friday, of course, as per usual. Cool. But yeah, I might stream here and there. We'll see. Yeah, definitely.
Great.
Anything you would like to plug before we skedaddle on out of here?
My Marvel podcast, new episode posted today. We took a 2-week break. We're back.
Beautiful.
Review of Spider-Man Blue, one of my favorite comic books of all time. So catch that at youtube.com/joyclicks. But until next time,
greatness awaits. Cheers.